Colin Powell once said, "There are no secrets to success. It's the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure." And we couldn't agree more. This is Unleash the Champ Leadership Podcast. Unleash the Champ Leadership Podcast. We'll talk to people from all walks of life and pick their brains about their journey, the process, and the ups and downs to becoming successful. You want inspiration and motivation? It all starts here. This is the Unleash the Champ Leadership Podcast. And now your host, Kyle Sullivan.
Based on the tail end of our conversation, talk about this: 6 types of working genius. Better way to understand your gifts, frustrations, and team. Team in this sense could be team. It could be relationship team. It could be team at home. This book captured me like few do. I read a lot. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, this is good. I mean, but the book I adhere to that we believe in says there's nothing new under the sun. It's just who can package it better, promote it most, and sell people on the idea of it as consistent as possible. But this is great. So what this does is it gives us a framework to identify where we love to live, where we're okay living, and where our personal hell lives. Now, these are not his words. This is my adaptation to it. I got to put my funk on the book. So, to unleash your genius, you must release the genius of those around you. Simple team truth, right? You want to go far, you want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, go together. All the cliche things that people say that we adhere to. However, most of us try to do it all and then get frustrated when there are pieces of what we must get done, thinking that it's what we must do. So, the 6 types of working genius are broken up into 2, like I said, 2 that you love to do. It's like, it's the conscious, it's the unconscious competency. It's the stuff that's just like, everybody doesn't think like this. Everybody can't do this. Why can you not do the things that I can do so effortlessly? Because there's one-on-one. One-on-one Lacey, one-on-one Rebecca, one-on-one Kyle. We're one-on-one. Within that, there are some things that we can do for a season, but if done too long, we get annoyed. We get frustrated. Like, I don't mind cool weather. Cool weather too long, I get annoyed. Because your boy likes a tan. Cool weather negates that desire. So I get annoyed. Now you know. And then there's 2 that we'll talk about that you will identify that are like, I would rather cut a leg off than have to do these things. It's the stuff that's like, I'm not good at it. I don't like doing it. It brings me no energy. I get no excitement. If you make me do this thing is like the Fall Out Boys. Oh, we're going down. Like, that's what's going to happen. So, it allows us to understand our talent. Now, there's a process from ideation to implementation, right? So if there's a new initiative, there's a new focus, there's a new thing, it starts with wonder. Wonder says, I wonder what could be. These people are typically the ones that are going, I'm just coming up with ideas. I love thinking of new ways of doing things. I love just the possibility of maybe sort of kind of one day we possibly could do this thing. Love it. They love it. Then it goes to invention. Every dreamer needs a doer. You've heard that maybe before. So you got the dreamers, but then you got the doers. They're the ones that are like, okay, cool. I've written it down. Now we're going to build the vehicle. We're going to build the bones. We're going to build the frame. We're going to create the binder for the plays to go in, however you want to pierce that into your skull. Then it goes to discernment. So you've got the idea, you've invented the thing, then you need someone that's discerning to ask questions. These are the people that are going, okay, cool, understand your situation. However, have you considered this? I've seen this before. Could we do X, Y, and Z? How if we did blank? That's those types of people. Then, so you've got it now. You got the paint on it. We'll stay with the car analogy. You've thought of the car, you built the bones, you got the paint looking all good, got the stitching on the seats. I mean, this thing is ready to roll. You need people excited about that thing. Those are called galvanizers. They're the ones that galvanize a group of people together and make it so others want the car. So you might have had 1 to 3 people in these first 3 stages. The 4th stage is bringing in the person that can get people excited about it. They're the types that could get most things done purely by the energy alone. Then you get the people excited, then you got to start you got to start getting it done. Excitement without action doesn't get very far. So you need those that are the enablers. Now, with that, when I read it, I was like, I don't know that anybody wants to be labeled an enabler, but an enabler for this conversation relative to this book is the people that enable the thing to actually move forward. So these are your detail-oriented people. These are the folks that are like, okay, I see all this. People are excited about it. Now let's actually get it done. They're the first leg of a relay race, if you will. They're the ones that are going, okay, we're gonna get this. What do you need? What resources do you need? What connections do you need? What materials do you need? They're the ones, like I'm speaking 3 days starting tomorrow for Tulsa Tech and Cherokee Nation. There's an enabler that has been on me, giving me way more information than I ever care to know, because I am the one that says, I just want to know that it got done. I don't care that the tub has a green lid with a white base and that there's 47 pins in there and they put 12 extras because there's 30. I don't need to know that. But it makes some people feel really good that they made sure that every T was crossed, every I was dotted, every potential derailment was thought of. I love those people. However, you could probably imagine, by knowing me as long as y'all have, that's not mine. Again, the last thing is sometimes you get things rolling and it stalls. And in that stall, you need a person that comes in and says, come hell or high water, we getting this done. That's the tenacity. That's the last one. Like, you need people with tenacity. That's the folks that are white knuckled this thing. I don't care if I gotta drag it across the finish line. We going to get it done. So, in review, wonder. I wonder what could be. Invention. Here's the vehicle that it could be. Discernment. Let's make it pretty. Galvanizing. Let's make people excited. Enable. Let's make sure it all works and gets going. Tenacity. We gonna win and sell these things and push this across the finish line. All that makes sense? Again, there's two that you probably like, oh yeah, I resonate 100% with that. Two that you're like, I can do that if need be for a set amount of time. And there's two that are like, if you make me do this, Kyle, I would rather dig my eyeballs out with a spork than ever do the thing that you asked me to do again. In my report, there's a report you can take, but we're smart people. You can probably self-identify. The only thing the report would give you is the ability to learn more of the nuances of it. But for the sake of this conversation, I'm going to share mine. So my top two, my working geniuses, the things that are like innate to me: discernment, galvanizing. You bring me a problem, yo, I'll solve it, and we gonna get people excited. So the things that are working competencies for me is tenacity and invention. Tenacity and wonder. So it's the dreamer and the come hella high water. The things that don't ever have me do is the invention and the enablement. Because I've learned about myself. You want me to draw a picture and you give me a blank piece of paper and you come back 2 hours later, likely that paper is going to be blank. You come and you hand me a piece of paper and it's got a line on it. I just need a spark. I just need a spark. Or we have a whole Michelangelo masterpiece up in that mug. Then the enablement piece, no, that ain't me. There ain't no commentary to that. That's just not my gifting. It's not. That one, I was like, that shocker. So in hearing that, what would you imagine your working geniuses are? And what two would be your, like, the working frustrations? I guess it was probably August. I had an event in DFW, and a buddy of mine that I met with told me about this. I consumed it on the way home, bought the book when I got home, and it changed how I view what I do for people. And even how I am positioning myself now to partnering with like organizations that, like I mentioned y'all last week, like the giant that has already created stuff. And I'm sitting over here going, okay, I could take the contents, change the packaging. Oh, and we golden. Like, we off to the races. So my encouragement would be, sometimes we just got to live in where we're at. One is like, okay, identifying how you can more efficiently and frequently live in the things that you think are your genius. So, okay, let's minimize the amount of working in the frustrations. How do we do that? It's going, okay, so for me, my action step from going through this was find somebody that has the resources, the vehicles that would fall in line with what I do that I don't have to do. Cool. All right. Peace out, Home Slice. Peace, love, and Chick-fil-A.
You've been listening to the Unleash the Champ Leadership Podcast. Our passion is to talk to successful people and hear all about their journey and what it took to get there. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, hit up the website at unleashthechamp.com. Find us on Instagram at Kyle J. Sullivan and hit up that Facebook page at Unleash the Champ. Remember, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But by all means, keep moving.